Hello, welcome to this episode of the Rogers Radio Podcast. Today we have a team member. It's Team Member Week, and our team member of the month right now on this episode is Jacob Davis. Welcome, Jacob.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Also known as Jolly Rogers, because you are always in the Jolly Rogers mascot. Those of you who don't know, now you know who's in there majority of the time. And you do a great job at that, and you're always stepping up to do that. And I want to start by thanking you for volunteering so much of your time to give back to the community and to Rogers. So we really appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am. I enjoy doing it.
Yeah. So what I'd like to do to start these podcasts is I want to get to know you. And I want everyone else to get to know you. We have the pleasure of seeing you on a daily basis. You're one of the most positive people that I know. You're very inspirational, and you have some major goals. So let's start by learning a little bit about how you got to where you are today and kind of your background, what led you into the HVAC industry, and then ultimately to Rogers.
Yes, ma'am. Well, at first I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Growing up, just really didn't know what I wanted to do. Went to school, decided I wanted to get into trades. Tried plumbing. Plumbing was good, just wasn't my thing.
Sure.
So I decided to kind of step away from the trades for a little bit, and then I ended up getting back into the trades, and I decided that I wanted to go and do HVAC refrigeration.
Yeah.
The reason why is because it's a high demand for it.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's going to always need heating. Somebody's going to always need cooling. And it's nothing more grateful knowing that you go into a customer's house that has problems, and then you leave there and they're smiling, you're smiling, and the problem's resolved. That's one reason why I really wanted to get into it. I'm a highly people person.
Definitely.
And I just love helping people, and especially helping people in my community.
Yeah, and you do that every day. Customers love you. You just got the Google Award.
Yes,
ma'am. So we have a Google Review Award here at Rogers, and whatever technician can get the most 5-star Google reviews in a month gets a $100 bonus and gets recognized at our company meeting. And your name shows up in so many of them.
Yes, ma'am. My number one priority is to give 150% at all times to the customer. The customer is what keeps us going.
Yeah.
If you leave there and the customer's not satisfied, that's your own fault.
Yeah.
Give them 150% and you won't have an issue.
That's why you are doing so great at what you do. And I know that you've had a lot of training. And you've had the honor to go through some really great programs.
Yes, ma'am.
So great, and you did so great while you were there. You're actually sitting down with me right before you have to leave.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you are going to fill in for an instructor for this program. So let's talk about that.
So I decided to go to school. Virginia Technical Institute was the program that I went through. It was a 2-year program. I went in there. I've had some experience over the years, but I really wanted to learn the book part and get some certifications, stuff like that. Well, I ended up doing it, and the teacher seen something in me. And it's this thing called Skills USA. It's a very good curricular. It's a good way to advance and move up and build self-confidence. Mm-hmm. So the teacher signed me up, and I agreed to signing up. And the first year for 2021 was all virtual because of COVID.
Yep.
I was a little nervous. It was a big postman test. Everything was virtual. We had to do some practicals, and then we sent it off. Well, like a month later, we had a meeting at the school for the awards banquets. Well, then that determined if I was going to go to nationals or not. And then when they said my name, I about fainted.
That's amazing.
Could not believe it.
Yeah.
So then I ended up going. I was actually on vacation in Massanutten, and I had to do it virtually because of the COVID, and it was a simulator. And I was having technical difficulties, and I was freaking out. I was scared, but it ended up turning out good. I ended up placing out of the whole United States, I ended up placing 6.
Jacob, that is amazing.
Yes, ma'am.
So how does that feel?
It feels great. I didn't really do it for a job or anything like that. I just did it to help me trying to get out of my uncomfortable zone.
Yeah.
And I did well. So this past year, in 2022, they lifted the COVID restrictions. So by that, I ended up going to districts in Rocky Mount, Virginia. Ended up winning that. So then they told me that I was going to Virginia Beach for states. So that was a 2 or 3 day program.
Yeah.
So I ended up doing good at that, and then they told me I was going to nationals, which is in Atlanta, Georgia. And when I went to Atlanta, Georgia, that was an experience in itself.
Yeah.
It was a couple of thousands of people. It's a very cool setup because it's all trades. It's not necessarily trades. It's firefighting. It's hairdressing. It's makeup artists. It's all different kinds of things.
Yeah.
And then to go against people that are triple your age or double your age, and then you exceed forward, that feels good.
That is amazing. And you should be really proud of that.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, national recognition, state recognition, you know your stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
And then the customer service that you provide, I mean, it just ties it all in and makes you a really great technician. So I know that, I mean, you haven't even been here a year yet. You are succeeding. You are growing. There's so much that you've already accomplished here.
Yes, ma'am.
So let our listeners know what it's like to work at Rogers and what led you to Rogers.
Working at Rogers is excellent. I love it. It's not work when you come to work every day loving what you do and who you work for. Wake up every morning, feet hit the floor, ready to go. Let's get it. The atmosphere is wonderful. It's no negative stuff at all. If you need help, it's just a phone call away. It's excellent training opportunities. It's excellent advancement opportunities. Come and work with us.
Yeah. We want more to join this movement, and we need a lot of people to grow.
Let's grow together.
That's right. And I love that. And what do you think has made you the most successful at Rogers?
The team. The team it backs you 100%. None of this would be possible without leaders. Good leaders, good fellow coworkers. Everything just falls into place. Everything's excellent. And
so you said that you did a little bit of plumbing, you were in the trades, and then you got out for a little while and came back to HVAC.
Yes, ma'am.
And so we have a lot of listeners that may be thinking about making a career move or maybe coming to the trades in some capacity. So what advice would you have for them?
Have an open mind, knowing that you're going to have to put in physical work, some hours, and always be willing to learn. If you have that mindset, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, absolutely. And I talk a lot about this too because I think HVAC is the number 3 fastest growing industry in America. That's crazy. And do you want to know a fun fact?
Yes, ma'am.
How many people do you think work in HVAC in the U.S.?
A couple million.
Less. It's
really?
Like under 600,000.
Wow.
We need more people.
Yes, ma'am.
We need more people to join the trades, and it's a great industry to be in. Yes, so that's a little fun fact I just figured out. But so what motto do you live by? Because you are, like I said at the beginning, you're very positive, and you are always bringing people up, and you're just a positive person, and it just, exudes off of you every time anyone sees you around. So what motto do you live by?
The motto that I live by, a wise person once told me, he said, don't work for what you make, work for what you want to make. and that's always stuck close to my heart, and that's my motto for every day.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're very goal driven. You know that. You have a lot of goals. So
Yes,
what
ma'am.
would you say your big goals for this year are?
One is to get one of those rings.
Ooh,
I
yes.
definitely want to get one of those rings. Another one is to learn a whole lot more about the higher SEER equipment.
Sure.
Get more training under my belt, and then go and sit for my journeyman's.
And you're going to do that.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to make sure that happens for
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
And for all the listeners, the ring that Jacob is talking about, if you haven't seen it posted on social media, we have a ring ceremony at the end of the year. And if you accomplish $1 million in sales for the year, you get a Rogers championship
Yes, ma'am.
ring with a diamond, a real diamond in
Yes,
the middle.
ma'am.
And for every $1 million you get another diamond added to it. So how many diamonds are you getting this year?
Hopefully 1, maybe 2.
You're getting 2.
I'm getting 2.
You're
Yes,
getting
ma'am.
2. We gotta
Yes,
speak
ma'am.
it into existence.
Yes, ma'am.
On the track you're going, you got this.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
think you can get the 2. Actually, I know you can get the 2.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, you know the question that I ask on every podcast,
Yes, ma'am.
and that is, if you could have dinner with one living person outside of your family, who would it be?
So it's going to go back towards the school perspective.
Okay.
My teacher, Donnie Bryant, he really inspired me to teach the younger people to learn the trade, to give me self-confidence, and he is the one that I would like to have dinner with, just to sit down and catch up and just talk about the trade, talk about everything. Him as a teacher in itself is he's always there to help, and he tells me every day, if you need me, I'm just a call away, and he is he's spot on. Like if I call him and I need some help with a technical question or something, he's there.
Yeah.
So he's definitely a good role model for everyone that comes across his path. Like even in school, outside of school, he's all around a great guy.
Yeah, that is a great answer, and that kind of ties into what we mentioned earlier. And you're going to sub for an instructor. So tell us about what you've been doing this week.
So this week, it's basically going to VTI,
Yeah.
and I think it was 20 classmates last
Yeah.
night. That was a great experience. I was used to sitting in the seat,
Yes.
writing down notes, paying attention, but it's a different side of things, being, standing up, explaining stuff, having people ask you questions,
Mm-hmm.
and I loved it.
Yeah.
It's, another way to learn, too, of how people learn.
Right.
Some people, they may not do so well out of the book. It's more hands-on, and that's the way that I learn, too. It's a good learning opportunity to learn out of the book.
Yep.
But hands-on is where you learn the best.
100%. So what a great experience.
Yes, ma'am.
And, what would you tell anyone that is listening right now? Again, so if they want to join Rogers, what should they do? Can they reach out to you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, they can
Phone's always on.
reach out to you. Come join a growing team.
Absolutely.
And we talk a lot about, what we do here, but what do you like to do for fun?
Well, I like to hunt, fish,
Yeah.
spend time with my family,
Yeah.
spend time with my wife, ride four-wheelers. This might sound crazy too, but on my downtime, I like to watch YouTube and watch, technical scenarios, stuff like that, just to help further your education.
Yeah. Always learning,
Yes, ma'am.
always growing. That is exactly who you are.
Yes, ma'am.
And we are just so thankful to have you on the Rogers team.
Yes, ma'am.
So thankful that you sat down with me today on the
Yes,
Rogers
ma'am.
Radio podcast. And seriously, when he says reach out to him, Jacob has the biggest heart and will definitely, show you the way and answer any questions you have about Rogers, about positivity, about growth.
Absolutely.
And he's just really great. So you're going to want to get to know him. And the probability that you'll be riding with him if you join the team is pretty high because we put people with you so they can learn from you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for everything that you do for us.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
Yes. And thank you, everyone, for listening to the Rogers Radio podcast. Continue rating, reviewing, and subscribing, and we will talk to you next week. Bye.